Hi there, welcome back to my channel. I am starting a new Java programming series and will be uploading a new video every week as a part of my weekly assignments for my Java programming class. My hope is that you learn something new from these videos and I cash in that A at the end of the semester. So let's begin. So today we have a handful of code snippets to walk through quickly. Let's get started. As you can see, I already have NetBeans opened up. I already typed in all the code, made sure that these programs all work according to the assignment. And we're going to go ahead and start with program number 1. So let me pull up my window here, somewhere here. Okay, so we got project number 1. And this program is a calculate current balance. So what it's asking for a program that calculates the current balance in a savings account that must ask the user for the following: starting balance, the total dollar amount of deposits made, the total dollar amount of the withdrawals made, the monthly interest rate, and once the program calculates the current balance, it should be displayed on the screen. So we're going to go ahead and do that. We'll minimize this window and we will go to NetBeans. And as you can see, where am I at? Okay, here we go. So for this program, I first started with the import and I imported a scanner. And we did public static void main, this basic stuff we need before we can start coding in Java. And this is case sensitive, so we have the S in scanner capitalized. And we go system out print, enter the starting balance. This is what will show up once you run the program. And the user will enter the starting balance. Savings account. It takes a user to input the starting balance, deposits, withdrawals, and the monthly interest rate. By performing simple calculations, it gives you the interest earned and the current balance. So we're going to go ahead and run this code. As you can see here, this is what you will see once we run it. So we're going to go ahead, run the file. And as you can see here in the bottom left, that it's asking me to input a number. So according to my instructions, let's see, what do we have? We got to enter 1000. So go back, enter 100.00, enter. Now system out print, enter the total dollar amount of deposits. As you can see, it generates right here. So we're going to enter the total dollar amount. And for that, we want 500. So we're going to go enter 500. Click enter again. The program is asking you for the dollar amount of withdrawals. The assignment's asking for 100. Enter, and now we got to enter the interest rate. So the assignment, he wants 0.02. We're going to press enter, and we're going to get the interest earned, which is $28, and the current balance, which is $1,428. Now, just to double check the code, here is a code which calculates the current balance. So you got a double balance before interest equals the starting balance plus the total deposits minus the total withdrawals. Then you got another double for the interest, and this will balance before interest times the monthly interest rate. Double current balance equals balance before interest plus interest rate. And then system out print, which means this is what it's going to show. And what you could see from when we ran, as you can see right here, interest earned. Wait, where'd it go? There you go. So interest earned, as you can see, it printed and it did the calculation for us. And the current balance, it did the calculation for us already. Okay, so now we're going to go to the second program, or the second project that the instructor is asking for. And so the following programs are expressed as English statements. What would each display on the screen if they were actual programs? The variable x starts with the value of 0. The variable y starts with the value of 5. Add 1 to x, add 1 to y, add x to and y, and store the result in y. So how are we going to do that? Lucky for y'all, I already did it. So let's go to this one. And here we go. So the assignment says x starts with the value of 0. So we have x equals 0. And int means integer because we're dealing with numbers. So now we go to we go to y, and y equals the value of 5. So now we're going to add 1 to x and 1 to y. So it's very simple. X equals x plus 1. Y equals y plus 1. Y equals x plus y. And this system dot out dot print line, and we put what we want to show in the output. And we put the equation here, and it automatically does the calculations for you. So let's run that really quick. And there we go. X equals 1, y equals 7. All right, so now we're going to go to project number 3. Project number 3, it's basically the same concept, and it's basically a variable manipulation. This program demonstrates changing variable values. We start with A, B, and C and perform operations and display the value of B. So we're going to go ahead and jump into NetBeans and see how that looks in real time. All right. So as always, we have the integer, and we have A because A equals 10, and then we got B equals 2, C equals 4, and then we type out our equations here, and we print out our output. So let's run the code, and B equals 28. And that was pretty simple, straightforward. If you would like to try this out on your own, just make sure you take a look at this code and try it out for yourself. So now we're going to go on to project 4. What will the following code segments print on screen? Integer freeze equals 32, boil equals 212, freeze equals 0. So basically we just got to plug this in and see what our output is. So we're going to go back to NetBeans, C9 right here. I basically inputted the code, but you got to make sure you include public static void, otherwise it would not work. So we input that. Let's run the code now, and it'll display 0 and 100. That's pretty much all we got to do for this one. Pretty simple and basic. It's basically a Fahrenheit to Celsius calculation, and this is what our output is. So now we're going to go ahead and go to project number 5. Okay, so basically we're same concept, we're just checking the output. So we're going to go back, Java 10. As you can see, I inputted the code. Now let's run the file. And this is our output, 8 and 2. So as you can see, as the previous project we did, we put our integer x equals 0, y equals 2, and we have our equation, and our system outputs the x plus 2, and this is just basically a space, plus y. So we ran it. What was our output? Okay, and that was pretty basic. So now we're going to go to our final project. There are a number of syntax errors in the following program. Locate as many as you can. And we will run through the errors, and then we'll run the code, make sure everything works. Okay, so there's quite a few errors with this. We're just gonna go through the errors and then rewrite it in NetBeans and then run it, see if it works. So first off, on the comments in the beginning, you're not supposed to put any asterisks on there, just 2 slashes for your comments. That's one error so far. And let's see, there needs to be semicolons for each of these. So A equals 3 semicolon, B equals 4 semicolon, C equals A plus B. There should be another semicolon there. And for the output, it should be double quotes, not single quotes. And these Java is case sensitive, so it needs to be a lowercase c. So that's one thing on there. And the variable declarations and assignment should be inside the main method. So all the declarations should be in there. All right, so now that we covered the errors, and we know what's wrong with it, let's pull up NetBeans and rewrite this code so that way it works. So I've already done it, so we'll just go over it really quickly. So integer A, B, C, these are the 3 integers, and then we have, as you can see right here, I have my semicolons, and the print output, I got the double quotes, lowercase c, semicolon, and then close out at the end. So let's run it, make sure everything is running fine, and the build is successful, and the value of c equals 7. That's it. Pretty simple. Sorry about that. Let's close out this window. And that wraps up our whirlwind tour through these Java programming examples. We covered calculating balances, basic arithmetic, variable manipulation, temperature conversion, arithmetic calculations, and variable addition. If you found this helpful, be sure to like and subscribe.